welcome back. I've not actually filmed anything in 2 weeks time, which for me is a lot. I feel like I rarely take breaks like this. It was the festive season, I went home for the holidays. I wanted some rest because the last few weeks and days at university were quite intense towards the end, so I just needed a full-on break from everything. I went back home, but now I'm back in Edinburgh and there's a lot to be done here. I left right after my final deadline, so I never got around to properly cleaning the flat, and I feel like after an intense semester, there's a lot of physical cleaning that needs to be done. It's also January 30th as I'm filming this now, so it's about to be the new year. There's a lot of decluttering, refreshing, resetting that I always like to do before the new year starts. First of which is my choice of beverage, which is a matcha rather than a typical cup of coffee that I start a video with. I'm trying to be better with my caffeine addiction, even though I already had a coffee this morning. The second beverage will be a matcha. So I've actually got quite a lot to do. I definitely will not do everything now, and I definitely won't get everything done before the new year, but that's okay because I feel like the first few weeks of January are when a lot of these implemented changes can actually happen. So I've made an extensive to-do list of everything I'd like to accomplish, and I categorized everything by like different areas of my life. So the first and arguably most crucial thing that I need to do is the physical cleaning, the physical declutter. There's a lot to be done. The whole flat needs a vacuum, like a deep clean. I'm not going to list out every single task. You'll see them as I go through them, but there's just a lot of physical cleaning that needs to be done. Second section is the digital declutter, which is also a very, very, very important part, especially for me since a big chunk of my studies takes place online. I have work online. Obviously, I do this online. Like, there's a lot of digital areas that need a very, very deep declutter. I've already physically cleaned my tech, which is also something I like to do at least once every 6 months, even though I usually forget. Physically cleaned my laptop and all of that, but digital space also needs a very deep declutter. Then I personally love doing a mental declutter before New Year, and that includes journaling, brain dumps, just like getting everything out so that I either do it and there's no like nagging things going into the new year, or I at least have them listed out so that I don't remember them in the middle of the night when I can't fall asleep. And then 4, probably the most fun part, which is planning for the new year. I always think it's fun to kind of reset. Think of any goals you want to accomplish that you may not necessarily be on track to do. My routines have definitely fallen off track the last few weeks. It's been really bad, so it'll be nice to have a reason and an opportunity to kind of reset all of that. And probably my favorite part, which is making a vision board. I try to make a vision board every 6-ish months. I think it's so much fun. I love making them, but I'll probably leave the planning for the new year part to the very end because that's the part I'm most excited for. Most of those things are just nagging me at this point, and I really need to get them done. Speaking of which, another load of laundry has just finished, so I'll need to hang that up. I'll put through another load of laundry, and then I've got a bunch of clothes that have been drying from previous loads, and I need to put those away. So a lot of laundry, a lot of cleaning. I'm very, very excited to get most of this work done. Good morning. It is now a few days since I've last filmed, and it is now New Year. It's 2024. It's a few days into 2024, which has not fully hit me yet because my friend's been visiting. We've been kind of exploring Edinburgh, celebrating the new year, having fun, and I've not actually started like taking care of New Year's resolutions and planning for the new year and all of that. But today is when I finally continue tackling my to-do list. I did a lot of the physical cleaning before the new year started, but there's still more to do. There's so much laundry, so much cleaning. And then I'll go to cleaning my digital space, which I've already kind of started doing, but I need to clean my hard drives, my laptop, phone, storage, go through like emails, go through my social media. In general, there's quite a lot of spaces online that I like to clear as well. So I think I'll stay in most of today, kind of taking care of all of those little bits because I'd really, really, really like to sort through that area of my life. Another day of getting my life together. I'm just looking through a little to-do list I made myself. I'm done with most of the deep clean and the whole flat's actually looking so much better than it has been for the last weeks. I'm now heading out to a little cafe, one of my favorite ones in Edinburgh actually. Even though I've got a coffee here, it'll be so much nicer to treat myself to a coffee there as well. I'm just going to assess and plan for the new year. I've got ideas of goals and things I'd like to accomplish this year, but I've not properly sat down and like formalize those, which I would like to do. And also this year I want to really focus on having smaller goals for like shorter periods of time, so I probably won't have as many goals for the entirety of 2024. It'll probably be more like goals for the next 3-ish months, just because looking at my goals from last year, a lot changed kind of midway through the year, which meant the goals that I was working towards kind of became irrelevant. Yeah, so I think working on a much smaller scale, just because everything changes so quickly, my life is so out of control a lot of the time. Again, I've not properly like sat down and even thought about them. So that is something I want to get done today. Also, something I forgot to mention, something I'm very, very excited about for the purpose of going to the cafe. Got a new journal for the new year. I love journaling. I'm going to go journal at the cafe. I feel like having like a proper journal session at the beginning of the year is very, very necessary to kind of get everything out, everything that went wrong last year, everything that went right last year, get it all out on paper and then start fresh. And this is my new journal. I actually picked it up almost a year ago now. I got it in Paris, February of last year, and I've not touched it yet just because I had a different journal that I was using, but I actually really, really like that I now get to use this journal starting fresh this year, kind of a fresh start. And it's such a gorgeous journal. Like, having a new journal is such an exciting moment. Something I I've waited for a lifetime for you to calm down, 'cause nothing feels the same without you now.